Howell. What a day we're having. What a wonderful chat we had earlier with comedian Scott Schaefer, and then Cincinnatus Hibbard, one of our writers for the North Bay Bohemian, for which I'm editor. And now we're talking to Diane Dean-Epps, the sharp wit behind what she calls sit-down stand-up, proving that comedy works just as well from a chair with lumbar support as it does on stage. That's funny. She's the brains behind Bangs and Botox, My Aging Journey, and My Aging Journey into, through, and beyond denial and fillers and human preservatives. And she's also got a new podcast. Hi, Diane. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Oh, I cannot believe it's already 4 o'clock on Tuesday. Are we halfway through the week legally at this point?
Yeah, I know. It's Wednesday Eve. So here we are.
Perfect. Not that I wanted to go any faster than it is. I'm having a great time, but boy, that 3-day weekend, you're supposed to relax, and I did exactly the opposite, and I'm paying for it now. But I will make it to Saturday in one piece. Speaking of being in pieces... How are you doing? Are you fully assembled?
I never. That's part of my charm. Is I go throughout my days just partially assembled, and therein lies the humor. I think about it all, and I just find what that might be. So yeah, thank you so much for having me on the show. Fun.
Oh yeah, you were on my original show, the Daedalus Howell Show / At Large with Daedalus Howell, and then I got absorbed into the mothership here on the drive. So thanks for being on this odyssey with me. Eventually, I'll move into TV, and we'll just continue this, and then you can take over for me, and then I'll take it back like Leno and Conan. How about that?
I like it. I think it's a loose plan. We're assembling it.
Yeah. Our attorneys are not listening. They're like, oh, God.
What did he do? He just made an illegal job offer.
Oh, man. I probably did. Oh, boy. So let's talk about Bangs and Botox. Now, astute listeners will know that they've heard your segment a couple of times because I've re-aired it a few times, and it's definitely got some traction. Yeah, people love it. But for those who have not been introduced to you and your work yet, can you kind of walk us into it and how you arrived at this branded notion of Bangs and Botox?
Yes, I would love it. So it started with my daughters who thought it was funny that when we would be at any event, they would sweep up my luscious bangs and show people the trick that is my forehead, after being covered by bangs for multiple decades, is rather pristine, kind of like, the corner of the carpet in that closet that has not been ravaged by time and animals and that rough vacuum cleaner that you have from the 1960s you inherited from your grandmother. So they would sweep up those bangs and go, look at my mom's forehead, like it was a party trick. And so I started thinking about bangs and how I really can't afford not to age, and so I have to use things like bangs. And then that went further when I went to my Medicare appointment, and the doctor came to the same conclusion that I did when I looked in the mirror. We both looked at each other and agreed, I'm aging.
Oh, no, despite the bangs?
I know. And see, now I have to work on my personality. It's sad because I can't draft off of whatever sort of symmetry that was handed out to me by virtue of my biology. Mm-hmm. I now have to be, perhaps maybe a person that, I don't know, try to be nice.
Do you think,
how about that?
I mean, does that ring true in our society that if you are exquisitely gorgeous, that your personality remains underdeveloped because you've just charmed your way through life by virtue of your looks? Is that real, do you think?
Well, I think it might be an untapped thesis that no one will ever hear presented and approve of. I think that it's possible that we expect less when we're, dazzled by the package. Mm-hmm. And I think as you go along, there might be expectation that you have more to offer. I don't know. If you watch too much reality TV, you certainly can come to this conclusion that if you're looking good, then you don't have to say a whole lot of things that show why you might not be in the Mensa society.
Right. And so, given that, right, as we age, if that's the factor, I mean, do we all have underdeveloped personalities if we are so good looking? I have a great personality. What does that mean?
I'm just going to start saying that to people. That's going to be my new burn. I'm going to say, I see that your personality has a lot of room to grow. I think that we know, you go along as an elder and you learn some things. And part of the things it includes coping mechanisms, and humor is one of those. So I think as an elder, we might sort of think a lot of times that as you age, you're not funny, you're just crabby. And, really there's a lot more to draw upon. So I didn't exactly answer your question, but I did provide something in there that might make sense. I hope so, listeners. You let me know.
I think it's tracking. It's tracking. So we are a youth-obsessed culture. We're a looks-obsessed culture.
Yes.
I think it's inherently unhealthy, and no matter what we do, whatever campaign, whatever movement, we're both old enough now that we've seen different iterations of, love thyself kind of thinking. Why doesn't it ever actually break through? Or maybe it has, and I'm just ignorant to it, but it just seems like we're always up against the looks monster.
I know, because it reminds me of when there was that whole backlash with modeling, that now models wouldn't be, they wouldn't look like a hanger,
right.
That they would actually have, a little bit of a chunk onto that gristle. But I don't know why this, maybe it's easier. I don't really know. I think that it's an interesting thing that as I've aged, what I've noticed that really ticked me off is I thought, okay, I've hit 50 or whatever. I don't know, 50, 60, 100, whatever age I'm going to tell you I am. Mm-hmm. I've hit the first bigger number, and I thought, okay, well, finally, I can just pretty much not, maybe put down, the eyeliner and don't really, think about it so much and what it is I'm looking like. But now the expectation is that I look really good for my age, right? For your age. I now need to, and my joke is, well, if I can just nail that I look 48 hours younger, I'm pretty happy. But there's an expectation that I'm going to look really good, and whatever that is. And for me, that's like buttoning up my button-up shirt, that I do it the right way and they line up.
Right.
But that's what I have found as I've aged, is I actually have a tougher expectation about my appearance.
Oh, wow. I'm having kind of I wouldn't say opposite, but at least different experience where while I age, and basically I'm a man, so I'm turning into a werewolf with hair growing out of weird places. And the bad part is I can't see it, right? Because my eyes have gone to such a degree that I just miss that patch shaving, or there's this hair growing out of my ear or my forehead or something weird like that, and I just go lightly on my day, ignorant of the fact that I look like a horror film monster, and no one tells me except my wife, who pulls me aside and shaves my my head or whatever.
There's some grooming that has to occur. It's why really, the secret with relationships is that yes, we're in love and we love our partner, blah blah, we still think they're cute, but the reality is we need their help. We can't do it all. We need eyes. And you're my favorite kind of person as I'm aging, actually, Daedalus, because nearsighted people, I really haven't changed in years. I look the same, and I like that. I mean, that really works. So, but yes, it's a shared experience, this sprouting of hair in places that, you didn't really invite in, and yet there they are. Overnight, right?
Yeah.
How does it grow like that? But then your eyelashes and other things that maybe you'd be interested in having grow at at that kind of alarming rate, that doesn't happen. You end up losing those. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I know. Oh, have we bummed you out, listeners? Oh, my God. Why go on? Well, you go on because you know what? It's funny. I'm going to answer my own question. That's what I do is I don't let people just pick up with something silly I've said. I just answer it. There's so much that's funny now. I just find it... self-deprecating humor is one of my favorite things. I just sort of make fun of myself when I'm getting a little too serious, and it's a hoot. It really is.
Well, have you noticed that over the course of your career as a comedian and as a writer that you're now directing? Is this a new thing, directing your humor back toward yourself in your current experience, or were you the kind of writer back in the day that you'd look outward? I mean, where are you with that on that spectrum right now?
Yeah, I think I've always had a little bit of that, making a little fun at my own expense, but I think I was pretty much full-on observational humor. I would talk about relationships, like how, women, when we go to bars and we go out dancing and we meet, someone who we're interested in, we never give our real name. We always give some other strange alias name, and so I would talk about things like that, and now I think I do bring in what we notice and how, can you believe, I've become someone that I really do detest. If you really want to watch me have a Shar-Pei forehead despite the bangs doing everything they can do, just say to me, good for you. And I'm like, good for me that I'm breathing and, I can work out and speaking complete sentences at this age, you know. Good for you. So anyway, those are some thoughts.
Those are good thoughts. Now, some of these thoughts make it in your writing, and some of them make them into your new podcast, which you just launched.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think this is great.
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just applauding you. I think it's so great that you're doing this. Good for you.
It's fun. I mean, it's fun to have your own voice. It's called Bangs and Botox. How do I come up with it? And that's the name of my book. I'm so clever. But it's called Women Who Wear Aging Well. But it's not just, it's for ex-wives also because, you know, aging is the shared experience. But I get to talk about, you know, deep things like hair, which that's one that I got a kick out of, and I had a lot of hair puns. But then I also talk about the good body, and I get a little bit serious. There's some seriousness in there about what the heck is a good body, and, you know, the whole end of it, the payoff there is, well, it's one that's working for you, that you're here, that got you this far. That's a great body, and it might not be that, you know, one that's going to be in Vogue magazine, but dang, look at you. You looking good.
And theoretically, that inspires us to take care of that body, right?
Yes. I mean, that is the dealio. One of my lines I say is I'm still rocking all original parts, and I'm looking to keep it that way. I mean, you know, I just have to keep moving and grooving. And, you know, some things are a little bit more challenging, and that's where the humor, you know, like I talk about, I used to, you know, spring out of bed in the morning, and now I'm kind of like, it's just a slow roll that I just try to work on my core so I can capture that roll before I, you know, hit the deck in a way that I didn't want to. So there are things that you notice as you're aging, but it's not all bad because I do think there's a lot of intention with my life. Like the podcast is something I thought about, and then I thought, well, why can't I do it now? And here it is. I'm about 5 episodes in now.
Congratulations. That's really
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure you found, like as I have, that it's very satisfying actually as a medium. It's a really fun thing to do, and you get to talk to people too, which is great.
Yes, absolutely.
So where can we find the book, the podcast, and you and everything?
Thank you so much. Some people would say in too many places to name, please God, no more. But here's what I'll tell you. Bangs and Botox, the book is on Amazon. Bangs and Botox, Women Who Wear Aging Well. All the find, Apple, YouTube, Spotify, and what did I miss? What else? You can find me. Just do that fun online search, and you'll find things that you weren't looking for.